From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy Trojan Vision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy Trojan Vision News for February 22nd, 2017. I'm Nathaniel Rodriguez.
And I'm Samantha Charles. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University is known as Alabama's International University, and while the campus is traditionally friendly and accepting to international students, an incident of intolerance has been making waves on social media over the last 24 hours. Sarah Singletary introduces us to one student who brought attention to the incident and is trying to make sure it doesn't happen again.
On Tuesday afternoon, a Troy University international student was shocked to find a note left on their car containing foul language calling them a terrorist and telling them to get out of the country. A picture of the note was shared by the student's friend Tyler Logan on Facebook to raise awareness.
He messaged me last night after getting home from school, and he said this is what was found in my car, and I immediately felt horrible for him. So I asked him, how he felt, and went and visited him. And I told him if he wouldn't mind if I shared this on Facebook, just to get everyone noticing, what's going on our campus, and just to make everyone aware of some of these things that may be going on.
Tuesday's incident follows a melting potluck dinner between American and international students, an event that left International Student Cultural Organization advisor Joe McCall with a sense of unity.
I felt so hopeful, and then to have this event take place where one person puts a mean-spirited statement on somebody's car, it just broke my heart.
McCall adds that he feels that the majority of people on campus would disagree with the statement left on the car.
My hope is that what we see with this event, or with this incident of the student doing what he did, or she did, that the most important thing is that the majority of students on our campus are trying to do the right thing.
The identity of the international student has not been released. Sarah Singletary, Troy Trojan Vision News.
Troy University's harassment policy states that harassment or discrimination by anyone, whether in the classroom, the office, at a university-sponsored function, or within any university environment, will not be tolerated. Individuals found to participate in harassment or discrimination will be subject to disciplinary procedures up to and including termination.
Budding writers at Troy University have a chance to have their work published in Troy University's literary journal, The Rubicon. The latest edition is out and ready for readers to check out some local talent. Chelsea Law has the details.
On Wednesday afternoon, members of the Troy student literary journal, The Rubicon, sold gently used donated books as a fundraiser to help fund their writer celebration event.
In order to thank our writers, at the end of the year we have a lunch party, which is where we have this big nice party. A bunch of the English professors come and read their own works. We have food, we have music, all that kind of stuff, just to say thank you for contributing, congratulations. And we needed to raise as much money for that as possible so that we can afford to really throw something nice for the people that have contributed to the publication.
There was a wide variety of books being sold, from well-known classics such as Macbeth and Raisin in the Sun, to even guidebooks that students could use for extra help in specific classes.
And even if you're not a reader, some people, I know a bunch of people that aren't readers, but there's that one book that they read, and it's like, that's the book for the rest of their lives. It's their favorite book, and you don't want to miss the opportunity to find that book for yourself, even if you're not a big reader. And these are only $1 to $5, so it's a lot cheaper than going to Books A Million and throwing down $20 for a book you might not like. So even if you didn't like it, you'd at least have it. And then you didn't miss out on it.
One buyer explains why he thinks it's important for students to purchase these used books.
It helps promote like an atmosphere and community among students, the idea of book sharing, which is really important because it just recycles books back into our community instead of just having them rot and wasted. And it just, you read them, you pass it on, somebody else reads it, you talk about it, they pass it on, and you just keep moving it forward.
Chelsea Law, Troy Trojan Vision News.
If you missed today's booth and would still like to purchase a copy, you can contact the Rubicon staff at litjournal@troy.edu. Starting tomorrow night, Troy University's theater department will take on the Tennessee Williams classic, The Glass Menagerie.
Madison Neal gives us a behind-the-scenes preview of the performance.
Take a walk down memory lane as Troy's Department of Theater and Dance brings to the stage The Glass Menagerie.
it is a memory play. It's from the perspective of Tom's memories, and so there's a lot of creative freedom there for employing different directional tactics, or there's an absence of props on occasion. You know, they're pantomiming because memory, as you know, can be fragmented.
Throughout the play, the main character deals with an internal battle between self-exploration and responsibility to family.
At some point, you kind of have to separate from your family a little bit, and it's the idea of, I could help my family. I could stay back and work and help get extra money for my little brother or whatever, but that wouldn't be helping me. And so I think that's something that Tom deals with that I really can relate to.
Since its premiere in 1944, The Glass Menagerie has been studied and performed in classrooms and theaters around the world.
It's a classic. It's a play that's been read in so many high schools and performed so many times that I think that the student body should definitely come and see how their peers perform it.
After months of preparation, the play will hit the stage Thursday night. Madison Neal, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
The Glass Menagerie debuts tomorrow night starting at 7 in the Trojan Center Theater, with additional performances Friday and Saturday night and a matinee Sunday at 2:30.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy Trojan Vision News.
Welcome to the world of Trojan sports. There's a saying about finding the diamond in the rough. The problem is the baseball and softball diamonds are in the rough weather that is, as the teams are dealing with delayed games due to inclement weather. The baseball team was slated to face the Bulldogs of Samford here at Riddle Pace Field. Ironically, the game was moved to Troy after their scheduled Tuesday matchup was canceled at Samford due to unplayable field conditions. There's no set date yet for the makeup match, but the matchup between the two that has been scheduled for March 21st here in Troy is still set. The softball team is facing the same issue, but their delayed game was set in the capital city against the Alabama State Hornets. No makeup date has been decided yet, but the softball team will be back in action this Friday at the Troy Softball Complex to host the Trojan Classic. First pitch is against Lipscomb at 5:30 p.m. The hot-handed Trojans are about to hit the road for an away matchup against the Mavericks of UT Arlington. The last time the two met, both were undefeated in conference play and came out swinging. Troy won the battle 85-68 in Trojan Arena and was led by senior Caitlin Ramirez and junior Amanda Mendoza, who each put up 17 in the match. Mendoza also shot 4 for 5 at the three-point line. One of the keys to the Trojan victory was holding Arlington's Rebecca Van Dyke to just 1 field goal and 8 free throws. Van Dyke was named the Sun Belt Conference Preseason Player of the Year, and head coach Chandler Rigby says the stakes are high for this game, as Troy is only 1 above Arlington in the standings.
They have some fantastic players, a great coaching staff. I mean, they have a lot going for them. It's not easy to beat a team like that. They have the pre-conference player of the year and some more players that are great. I mean, it's going to be a battle. We match up with them fairly well. They do have a 6'4" inside girl, and we almost have to settle two people down inside on her to keep her from scoring. But, you know, I think we have a good game plan, and we're going to be ready to go.
The Trojans will face the Mavericks in Arlington tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The tennis team is getting loose and getting ready to get back in the courts and see some action for the first time since their loss to North Florida a week and a half ago. The team has yet to play a game here at home in Troy, and though the team has had a rough start, currently sitting at 2-6 on the season, head coach Scott Kidd is optimistic towards this new challenge in the form of UT Chattanooga. Kidd believes that their victory over conference foe and in-state rival South Alabama will give the team the energy and fire it needs to take the next win. He's also looking forward to how the rest of the season develops.
I'm just trying to see what works best for us here in the beginning of the season, because it's tough taking a beating there. But, you know, I always say, you know, you got to do what you got to do and make the best of situations. But I feel real positive. I feel that practices are really good. You know, I think with a couple wins, we'll see them pick back up. They'll get their gas again.
The Trojans will face off against the Mocs this Friday in Chattanooga at 2 p.m.